42 rupees. That's what a delivery rider in Nagpur actually earned per hour after fuel, after maintenance, in a documented 2-month field study. Not the 25,000 a month the platform advertise, not the 9% salary growth India is apparently leading the world in. 42 rupees per hour. India has 12 million gig workers. The government calls this an employment success story. The Economic Survey 2025 and 26 celebrated 55% growth in 5 years. But not one of these 12 million workers is legally an employee. Let's go back to the beginning. Food delivery in India was built on one promise. If you could aggregate demand and disaggregate labor, you could build a marketplace at scale without a national payroll. The platform takes a commission from restaurants. It charges a delivery fee from a customer and it pays pre-order amount to the rider. The rider bears all the operational cost. If a rider earned 25,000 rupees gross per month, what's the platform report? What does that look like after cost? And why does the structure makes that number almost impossible to grow? Here is the legitimate case for the gig economy. India's gig workforce grew from 7.7 million to 12 million in 4 years. For workers from small towns and informal labor, it offered an income that started the same week you sign up. No interview, no degree, full-time delivery work generates gross monthly earnings between 20,000 to 30,000 rupees. In comparison, entry-level retail or BFSI roles pay less. On paper, it beats the formal entry-level employment. That is the official version, but it is incomplete. Here is the number that official story cannot explain. After fuel cost and maintenance, net hourly earnings are 42 rupees. At 10 working hours a day, 26 days a month, that is a gross monthly take home of approximately 10,920 rupees, not 25,000. 10,920 rupees. That gap between the gross figures platform report and the net figures worker leave on does not appear in the economic survey because the comparison being made is flawed. Formal employment earnings are net. Platform earnings are gross. The costs are not hidden. They are not just counted. To understand the architecture, look at the pay structure. The base rate per delivery has been falling from as high as 50 to as low as 15 rupees. The difference is not eliminated. It is moved into incentive slab structure. Think of it like a digital treadmill. You only get the benefit if you stay in the pool long enough. Miss a step and the daily earnings collapse. In a normal job, the employer provides the machine. In platform work, the rider provides the two-wheeler. They finance it, maintain it, and depreciate it. The platform has effectively made 12 million two-wheelers an off-balance sheet asset. And the partner classification is what makes this legal. Even with the new social security code, access to the benefit require 90 days of continuous engagement. In a sector where deactivation happens with one algorithmic flag, that 90-day threshold excludes the most vulnerable. This is not a failure of implementation. It is a design choice. 40% of Indian gig workers earn below 15,000 per month gross. For those trying to upgrade, the trap is asset-based. To earn more, you need a better vehicle. A vehicle requires a loan. A loan requires formal income documentation, which these workers often lack. Platform revenue is up. Delivery times are down. but the workers' share of that improvement close to zero. So how do we navigate this? 1. If you are looking at gig work, run the net numbers first. Fuel, data, maintenance, EMI and health issues. The gross is a marketing figure. 2. As a customer, recognize that the delivery fee you pay often doesn't cover the rider cost. Search pricing isn't just a market fluctuation. It is the platform bridging a structural gap. 3. Watch the social security code. If the 90-day threshold changes, that is your signal that policy is actually shifting. India is celebrating 9% nominal wage growth. But that figure only tracks the formal sector, the 15 to 20% of the workforce. The 80% outside of that, including our 12 million gig workers, are largely invisible to that statistic. The platform builds a model on the insight that many people need income badly enough to finance their own tools and absorb their own risk. That insight is not wrong, but the architecture ensures that as the platform grows, the worker share does not. 42 per hour is not just a number about one rider in Nagpur. It is a number about how growth is distributed in the modern economy.